Appsfactory Group is one of the leading digital agencies in Germany.
It means that Moldova is selling IT not only through wine, but also through medical industry.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is quite cool.
Every office that we visited here, just people told me, and we have that lot of parking lots, and we have that lot of parking lots. And I was wondering, I don't care about parking. I want to have an office. The first people you hire are the most important ones.
Yes,
because
that's right. And they trusted you without having an office yet.
For sure, yeah. So again, thank you very much, guys. We for sure apply AI technology as well.
Moldova has a good percentage in terms of how many women are in tech industry. What's your feeling on this?
So currently we're having about 25%. So
that's good.
We're quite.
You are in the range.
We are in the range, but we're trying to get better there. So
thank you for choosing Moldova, and this is overall for Appsfactory. I hope you continue to grow here.
Yeah, we'll do. It's a win-win situation. So.
Hello everyone, today we're going to have a different edition of MITP podcast. This edition is with a special guest, Roman Belter from Appsfactory, and we're diving into the activity of this company, how it actually happened to be on Moldovan market, and not only. Roman, welcome to this podcast. I really hope that we can ask you a lot of questions about IT industry in Moldova, about Appsfactory, and your experience overall about working with IT sector here.
Thank you, Marina. Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm really glad to be here, and let's start.
Yeah, please start with a short presentation about Appsfactory, and if you can start with also, how did you think about expanding, specifically choosing Moldova in the end?
Yeah, so Appsfactory Group is one of the leading digital agencies in Germany. So we are developing digital projects. So starting from the initial idea, from then design, implementation for sure, and then also delivery in the market. We are mainly focused on B2C applications, but also do a lot of business-to-business applications. Mm-hmm. So, and in the beginning it was more front-end applications like apps, like the name it says, but over the years we managed to move into back-end integration system. We do critical infrastructures and also worked globally for different companies. Appsfactory has been founded in 2009 and since then has been grown to right now 500 employees globally.
Wow.
In different countries for sure, with about 10 offices globally. And we have completed about 800 digital products so far successfully.
800?
800.
Wow.
So.
800 with 500 people.
Yeah, so we not always have been 500, it was a little bit less in the beginning. And not every of these projects is a large project. We're working for 3 or 5 years, but in total it was about 800 projects.
Can you name any projects that you are really proud of, that you can actually talk about them? Because we do understand there are a lot of projects you can actually not name or not say the names of the clients.
So since we're coming out of Germany, so a clear focus on the applications that we've built is in the German market. Mm-hmm. So we've built very famous German news applications like Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung, which is coming out of Frankfurt, but also die Tagesschau, which is one of those news communication channels in Germany. But we're working also for a lot of famous German car brands, building the HMI design and also the implementation of the HMI, which means if you start a car, the thing that you see where all the media is happening is that what teams and my colleagues built. So, but also we are building critical infrastructures for the energy sector. So if there are companies who are building offshore parks, and all the whole digital infrastructure for delivering their services is then also provided by my colleagues.
Automotive sector, energy sector, the complexity of the projects in this industry, critical infrastructure is huge. It's amazing that you can manage this through 10 offices located in different locations. Yeah. So why did you choose Moldova when Appsfactory extended?
So we just made up our mind that we say, okay, we need to build up a nearshoring or offshoring location, and then we scouted different regions what might be suitable for our requirements. And initially, we came to Moldova because one of our partners just ramped up a factory site over here. He's in a completely different sector. He's in medical equipment, but he said, okay, there's Moldova there's happening, there's something cool happening, and people are very friendly and supportive for companies coming over here, and you should have a look into that. And then we partnered with an agency in Germany which is helping companies to step into new markets, which is quite supportive and was helping a lot. And they helped us to start with getting in contact with Moldova, but also with other countries. But finally, Moldova was really appealing for us, so we just came over and had a look into the city and all the possibilities and what might going on here, and then we decided to go to Moldova. And with all other countries, we do some kind of, we call it location scouting. So we had to look into it. So a couple of requirements where we said, okay, it must be good infrastructure, it must be a stable political situation so that we can grow our company. There must, of course, be a lot of talents over there and opportunity that talents will grow. So there must be university, better than not only one, maybe a couple of more of universities. And it simply must be a fitting match regarding our way of work. So the attitude of the people that work here, they must be able to commit to deliver something. And we found this here, and that's why we decided to take this endeavor and go to Moldova for our nearshoring office.
First, we need to thank to the investor you're saying in the medical sector. Please tell us the name later so we can actually maybe meet in person. It means that Moldova is selling IT not only through wine, but also through medical industry.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is quite cool. And you found in Moldova the infrastructure needed, the human capital, the enough number of students. So it means that Moldova basically did answer to the questions you were asking when scouting for locations. How is the collaboration now, the Moldovan teams with the teams from Germany and other locations where Appsfactory is actually staying?
Yeah. So as we started to enter the market, before I come to the point how teams are working together, before we entered the market, we had to find or tick some boxes, so some regulations, find an office and all these things. So we had also found some companies here who support us in legal stuff, which is quite important, and they're still doing it, and which helps a lot. And we were scouting for different offices and just driving around the city. And normally our approach is find something in the city center where you can use public transport and everything's fine. And every office that we visited here, just people told me, and we have that lot of parking lots, and we have that lot of parking lots. And I was wondering, I don't care about parking. I want to have an office. and it took me a while to realize that parking is a thing here, that it is important. So we finally found a quite cool office with lots of parking spaces. And and then we started to hire people. And we started to hire people, and this is one important thing, before we had an office, which is also critical. But it gives you a good impression how difficult it is. And also, we hired our people with our internal teams. So it's not like that we have an agency that is going forward and trying to get talent for us. We did this with our tremendous internal team. So they're sitting in Germany, but then started to hire here in Moldova, which is not easy, but they managed to do it quite well and did a really fantastic job. And we hired the first people over here, as I said, before we had the office. So it takes a little bit of convincing to say people, okay, we are a real company and we will start, and there will be an office in a couple of weeks or 2 months. Just trust us.
There yet.
But up to then, you need to work from home, and then there will be office. Yeah, and then we just hired quite a lot. So we managed to grow within 1 year by roughly 40 people.
Wow, that's quite impressive.
50,
so it's organic growth for an IT company. It's really good.
And I think one of the so we are, first of all, really happy with the teams and how they work. And I think one of the success factors right from the beginning was that we did not ramp up a team, and the team was working on a specific project over here, but instead we integrated every developer directly within existing teams, so that they get some impression of our way of work, how to communicate with the client, what our expectations are in terms of delivery and behavior within a project. So it worked quite well that they get integrated in the current teams that we have. So we have done shared teams across those different countries, and they're working for the client, and it feels quite naturally. It's not really a difference between the different locations. So, and I think this was one of the success factors. In the beginning, we only worked for one client as shared team, but then managed after a couple of months to just onboard other clients to the teams. And what is also extremely important in the beginning is if you, and we learned this in Germany as well, but it also applies here to Moldova. If you ramp up a new office, if you start a new office somewhere, the first people you hire are the most important ones.
Yes,
because
that's right. And they trusted you without having an office yet.
For sure, yeah. So again, thank you very much, guys. They're the most important to us because they set the tone of culture there.
Right.
So, and everyone else that is coming after that is adopting to this culture. So if you have brilliant people over there with a good mindset, with a good way of working, with a trust relationship, you can not really guarantee, but you can trust that this will be replicated with the others coming, because they then apply and adopt to the culture that is already in the company.
I think one of the HRs were like from the industry was telling me that you can have the best developer in the world, but if culturally he cannot or she cannot fit into the company, it's just a waste of money in a way for the company, because you need to be fitted in what you're doing. And plus there are a lot of other skills, like soft skills, needed for every team member to make it work. Especially working with teams which are located not only in Moldova, but worldwide teams. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that I tell everyone who's starting in our company is that everything that we do today is not built by one specific woman or man. So it's always a team effort. So, and you need to be able to work in a team and integrate into a team. Otherwise, it will simply not work. Even if you're the best developer or the best designer or the best QA specialist or the best AI technician in the world.
Yeah. That's interesting. Just a technical question. You said you still have a lot of clients from Germany. Do you hire also developers that speak German, or it's just English that is required from them?
So, well, this changed. To answer a little bit broader, a couple of years ago, 3, 4, 5 years ago, we had a seller market. So where Appsfactory as a seller was providing talents to the company. We provided products and services. So we built complete products for our clients, but also provided services in development. And there was a huge demand for talent. And we were able to hire internationally, so across the globe, and then brought those people to Germany. And then integrated them in our teams, gave them German lessons so that they learned German, and also integrated them from a technical perspective to support them to know all these things that are required to deliver a project. This has changed. So the market has changed from a seller market to a buyer's market, so that our clients are more selective in terms of what kind of people do they hire, what kind of companies do they give their projects to, and also budget-wise. And another thing is that with COVID, another thing changed. Before COVID, it was quite obvious that the client wanted to have people on site quite often. At least if they're buying services. If they're buying products, then that's fine, and we build a product and ship it. But if they're buying services and support in their internal teams, then they wanted to have the people on site. And this changed in COVID. So remote work was the new standard. It was fine for everyone. And it wasn't going away. So it's still the case that remote work is something that is okay for the clients. But they wanted to have opportunities or benefits of remote work, which means we are more open to
flexible
solutions and also provide talent and colleagues across the globe. So, and this means also we had to ramp up another office to provide also talents from other areas than Germany. And also, it depends. So some clients really require German language skills. Some do not. And in larger projects, it's more often the case that there are 2 or 3 people which are then more focused on specification and communication with the clients that need to speak German.
Right. And the product owners or
exactly, Scrum Masters, product owners, but developers are not really required to speak English. So it's not really a burden or a problem at all. And the larger the client is, the lesser it is a problem. So I think the majority of the projects that we do in Germany are with English language skills.
You said earlier that you're looking for an office with public transportation and so on. What's the reality now in the office? How many people are coming actually to the office? How many do you use public transportation as well, if you know, obviously?
To be honest, we don't have that much parking lots that we have employees right now, and it still works. So
it's Moldova.
There might be a solution to that. So I think they find some parking around the office because there's some space. To be honest, I think quite a lot are still using their own car because they're coming from have a longer distance to go, and not public transport is not solving it. But I know some of them are still frustrated regarding the traffic situations in the afternoons. So I hear that quite a lot. I think as far as I recognize it, it's still valid that they come on a regular basis in the office. So there is a good office culture and people are there, not every day. Because we have an official rule that we want people to be in the office at least 2 days per week. So they're flexible. But my impression is that they're coming at least 2 days, even more here in Moldova.
Yeah, in Moldova, the practice is 2-3 days. I would say more companies have 3 days mandatory in the office and then 2 days remotely. And what other companies are saying, their occupancy of the offices, but most of them had their offices before COVID. It's about 60%, more or less, something like that. But once again, they had the offices already when the COVID, the pandemic started. So it was definitely not adjusted.
And they're currently now filled by 60% still, which is okay.
Yeah. It's quite good, I would say. Good. Obviously, from case to case, it might be different, but this is what the companies are sharing with us.
Yeah. So right now, I'm looking for new office space. So
really?
Yeah.
Okay, good
I'm here for in the next days. I will visit some offices to see how we can expand.
See, more people might see this podcast and might come to offers to you. So wait for that. What about upskilling of the teams? Obviously, we have a completely different landscape compared to when Appsfactory came into Moldova. It's not about Moldova, it's about the global market. Yeah. You mentioned about even the teams that are more mobile, global teams. What are the requirements to still be on top of the market? Do you offer any upskilling opportunities for the teams? Now with AI coming in, it's a challenge that all companies also try to see how to work it around.
Yeah. So within Appsfactory, we have our own training approach, which means we have an internal process which is called or named Appsfactory Academy. So where we do regular academy sessions, and these are different ones. There's a lunch and learns where people can learn where they're having lunch. Then we have a special trainings on specific topics on a regular basis, and people can join in on a optional basis and take part of that. So this is what we provide for the development of the individuals throughout the whole year. And then there is project-specific upskilling, so which means that in projects, specific technologies are applied. So, and then we need to differentiate. On one hand, we provide external courses where it's really required to have this skill on a quick basis. So then we do external training. If it's not required that it's present in that moment, then people will be trained within the project. And that will be done with experienced senior developers, either in Germany or in the teams here in Moldova. So it depends on the specific requirement of the skills. AI is something different. So from my point of view, AI is something that needs to be separated. So AI is on the one hand something that we could apply for our client projects, which is helping quite a lot. Coming up with new services, new technologies, new projects that encompass AI will provide options and products and solutions to our clients, which will improve their efficiency and also their market reach quite tremendously. So we've built applications for clients in the health sector. They had a specific project, a specific process in getting support from other companies or from medical institutions to provide their products, and they need to have a justification letter for that. And we built a tool together with them, which is using lots of specific medical data from the patients, and then automatically build those justification letters, which shrinks the process of a couple of 1 or 2 days to a couple of hours or minutes even, which improves the whole process tremendously and just had the benefit of bringing even more benefit to the patients itself, because they could be treated even better than by the medical support. So there is a huge impact that AI is providing for products. When it comes to the development for our clients, we for sure apply AI technology as well. So we are trying to integrate it in our development process, and just started to integrate it for developers in coding, but also for writing tests, testing the whole system automatically, providing implementation support during the implementation of interfaces to different servers and infrastructures. But we're still in a process where we need to get it rolled out in the minds of every developer, because it's a tremendous change for a developer how to address problems and issues. And this is a complete change process that needs to go through the whole company. It's not like, hey, you have your Copilot license and just use Copilot and be twice as fast. Go ahead. So it's simply not like that. They need to just get trained, they need to learn. So, and we started to build groups that focus on, for example, assisted coding, and then just roll out their knowledge and also their experiences throughout the whole company, through continuously communicating what have they done, what kind of tools could you use, what are applications that have been applied to specific projects that were of really high value to the implementation process. How could they apply it? What works not? And you need to do this again and again and again, because it's a process that needs to go on like forever.
AI related is obviously you had to also to develop some internal regulations on how you use it. As you mentioned, you cannot just take the Copilot like that's it, I'm using it, and then the client probably also, your clients probably also have some expectations. Okay, where our data shared somehow, especially working on projects related to critical infrastructure, automotive, and so on. A lot of things can go wrong in a way. Do you have like a secure medium, like rules in-house that already were developed that every developer is aware of?
Yeah, definitely. So the rule is that no one can take any kind of client data and use it in any kind of AI tool that he or she just found. So there's a strict process that we have our internal AI tools, which are hosted in our internal infrastructure with our own models that are not have any communication into any kind of infrastructure. These are used for our internal processes, and therefore we make sure that no internal or client data can get out of the company. When it comes to clients, we have individual agreements with the clients, so they are aware of which tools are we using, and the majority of our clients is providing the infrastructure by themselves. So if you talk automotive, then we are working in their infrastructure and get, for example, a Copilot licenses and Copilot infrastructure access to their Copilot. So, and then we are allowed to use this tooling and also use this AI support within the projects. But it's always something that we discuss with the client so that we are clear on where is the data flowing and which tools are we using to create services.
I think for the smaller companies that are locally created, they need to understand this flow that first you internally have some rules. Second, you establish a medium where the developers can work and you can be safe that nothing goes out. And then you have a dialogue with the client to see if they accept the tools that you are using, or maybe they have some other rules on their own that also might be implied. Very interesting.
Yeah, and it's always a challenge because especially in the field of AI, the development is that quick. There are that much tools coming up that you need to find a good balance between trying things out, see what is working, but not using client or restricted or difficult data, but doing something just to get to know other tools and their problems, but also their benefits. And then once we learn that they are good or we can use it, then we're starting a process to do reviews in terms of confidentiality, data restrictions, and all this stuff. And once they're approved internally, or if in discussion with the clients, then they could be applied to the projects.
Yes.
But still, you need to have some kind of sandbox where you can try out things with non-critical data, just to learn what is in the market coming up. Yeah.
That's right. That's nice. We need to push this practice further to make sure that everyone in the tech industry also understands the risks.
Yeah.
It's not only about implementing and using AI, it's also about adjusting the right way of doing it. Okay, we talked about people. We have statistics about how many women we have in tech industry in Moldova. It's about 30% to 70%.
Yeah.
What can you share about your case? And we always try to highlight Moldova has a good percentage in terms of how many women are in tech industry. What's your feeling on this?
So currently we're having about 25%. So
that's good.
You
are in the range.
We are in the range, but we're trying to get better there. So I must say I'm really surprised how many possibilities are here also for women to get into technology. There's lots of organizations and also things that are just going around in the market just to highlight also the woman in tech possibilities. And this is something I'm really missing in Germany. So we have way less women in tech in Germany, at least in our company, which is a pity. But Moldova is quite good here. So there is this initiative, Women in Tech.
Yep.
So, and we're supporting them quite throughout the year. So, and we also have a lot of colleagues coming directly out of that channel. So, I'm really happy with those 25% here.
That's great.
Yeah.
30% is also a management team, so it might be HR and so on. So it's actually nice to hear directly from companies that have already embedded 25%. It's tech team, as I understand, right?
Yeah,
it's a mix.
So we need more women in tech, definitely. And since our Moldovan office is mainly a software delivery company, a software delivery hub, it is really tech related. So in Germany, for sure, we have other departments like people and culture, like design, where naturally they have a higher level of women as well. But here it's only tech, which is quite huge compared to Germany.
Nice. Now moving a bit to Moldovan team, can you share any success stories about what projects the Moldovan team specifically implemented or something like that?
Yeah, so as I said, one of our company or one of our clients out of the automotive sector, one of the German car manufacturers, is relying heavily on the Moldovan team because quite a large number, a large share of our colleagues over here are developing this HMI, which is the head unit interface of the cars. Really cool cars, and the cars, when you start them, as I said before, what you see is built out of the team over here. So, and they're happy with their work, so we're growing this team that is working on that client also in the next months.
Just want to pause here and say, if you're driving a German car, probably the software, the interface that you see was developed by Moldovan developers at Appsfactory.
Exactly, that's the case.
Yeah, that's great. Can you share any local projects that you implement? Do you work on the Moldovan market at all?
Sadly, at the moment, not. So we've been here in the market for roughly 1.5 years, and we're really focused in the first place of just getting the office running and getting all the infrastructure ready just to scale further. So we had not the chance to really concentrate on acquiring here in the local market. But we started to attend in tenders. And we're pitching for also local projects. So this is something that we look if this will be something that we're getting into in the next maybe weeks.
Let's see. Maybe we'll see Appsfactory in our future products that we will see in Moldova.
I hope so, yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. And 1.5 years, it's not actually long term. You already achieved so many things in Moldova. I hope that Moldova received you well as Appsfactory, as a company. Could you tell us if Appsfactory engineering is a success story for you personally, and for the whole team overall?
Yeah, so to be honest, Appsfactory Engineering in Moldova is our first nearshoring office. So, and it's always an endeavor if you start something new. But we as founders are used to start new things. So, so there was no doubt that we put everything that we have into to make this a success. And up to today, it is definitely a success. So we're growing quickly. We have contacts to local companies that support us quite heavily. I already said it in terms of law and also accounting. We have first contacts to the university, which are also very supportive and helping us. So we try to find new talents not only by doing recruiting in the market, but also trying to get in contact with the universities to help students in development or learn development, but also get some impressions in practical projects. So that's something that is, I thought, is always important. If you're studying, you have to have some practical background because it helps tremendously once you enter the market and later on. So, and we're trying to support here as well and have been very welcomed by the university as well. As I said, we started with one office, which is quite beautiful and working tremendously good, and now we need to grow into the next one because we're growing that faster as we expected, so that we need to find more space.
Office.
And what is extremely good is that it is feeling that natural that the colleagues over here are integrating in the projects that easily. And easily does not mean by the first day. Easily mean it feels simply natural when they're working the projects right now. And as I said, I think this is one of the key success factors. And when it comes to way of working, way of commitment, and what we expect from employees, no matter where they are on the globe, this has been fulfilled by the colleagues over here. So they're just integrating as we call it, Appsfactorians. Yeah.
Wow. So you have big plans for Appsfactory Moldova, bigger office, obviously a bigger team, more teams to be integrated in other projects. Is there anything else you want to share with us? Yeah,
so first of all, Appsfactory is supporting companies in different business units, which is automotive mobility for sure, then professional services, medical, health and finance, and also and public, and media. And we wanted to just enlarge a little bit our footprint in public, so in Germany, but also we're thinking supporting government here in development. So this would be one area that we're looking forward to expand more. For sure, we will grow further. So we are trying to hire more colleagues so that we ramp up to, let's say, 100 people in the forthcoming months. This at least is the plan. And we want to support the projects in the other business unit more heavily with the colleagues over here. So, yeah, we still want to grow. We're happy with the current path and just hope that it will go that way further. And I have no doubt that this will be the case.
Yeah, I'm sure about that. It's a good timing to have this podcast so people can know that also you might be hiring in the nearest future, which is it's quite good. How do you see Moldova in the next 10, 15 years? You already have a feeling of how Moldova ecosystem is, the tech industry, I mean here, university, students, and the human capital overall. How do you see it in the next 10 to 15 years?
Yeah. So in the beginning, before we started this process in finding something, an office here and do the location scouting, I had really not much information about Moldova. So, and our first trips over here, I was kind of interested how it is over here and what to expect. And I was really surprised how everything is set up here. So it's really modern. The infrastructure is really good compared to a lot of other countries that we saw. I think the universities are quite good. They're focusing on quite innovative technologies. People are very friendly and supportive. And what is most important is I have the feeling that at least it might be the IT bubble. I don't know that because I'm in that and I have contacts with those people and did not manage to go in other sectors. But I think in the IT sector, everyone is really feeling that there is something going on and that there will be a growth in the company and everyone wants to go further. And there's a feeling. So it's like also I'm coming from East Germany, and there was also a phase there after the reunion where everyone was feeling, okay, something is happening, we're going forward. And there are lots of people who are really willing to invest to bring the whole economy and the whole country forward. And if you're in that phase, this phase is right now, you can extremely benefit from a company because those willingness to create something, to build something is something that you can also benefit from as a company.
For sure. I think now it's a good timing to invest in Moldova because of, yes, obviously IT sector is a bubble, but even outside this bubble, we can feel that Moldova is changing a lot lately, and it's hopefully changing in the right direction. How do you see Moldova what should we do further to further develop the tech industry, the tech market? Obviously, the global market is going through some challenges. We need to jump in this train, or it might be too late for us as a country. So what should be our focuses?
So first of all, the competitors are global. So as I said before, we have a market where companies and on a large scale, but also employees on a smaller scale, people are competing on a global scale. So, and therefore, you need to make sure that you have the skills and the ability to compete with them, which means there must be a tremendous focus on AI, building up AI skills, being the expert in that area. I think this must be something that is important for the universities. They need to focus more on that technology because I know it's new and it's coming up, and I know they're already doing lots of things there, but there must be more focus on that. It's way important to bring those skills up to the new students and to the workforce that is coming up. The second thing is there needs to be more focus on English. So we still see a couple of very good developers that are applying in our companies, but still have not enough or successful English skills, which is a burden. Yeah,
It
because if
is.
you're working globally and internationally with international clients, you need to understand what
It's
everyone is.
impossible, I
what
think,
everyone
to
is
be
saying.
there
Yeah.
without speaking English.
I think for us as a company, and obviously one also of the reasons that we get into Moldova is also the IT park. So with the taxation scheme, I think this is something. At least it will. I hope it will stay for a longer period of time, because this is really reducing the bureaucracy for companies and also bringing benefits for employees here in Moldova. So I hope this will stay for a while. So if you ask what is one of the successful factors also for Moldova and IT, I think this is one important thing that should stay.
Yeah, so AI for sure, and as much as possible in universities, and not only maybe any other projects and programs. And obviously the next step, or the next big thing that Moldova has to focus on is to keep the not specifically the IT park. I think the taxation, the form, the easiness, that less bureaucracy that Moldova was able to bring to the table compared to other countries, because it's a global competition when it comes to the tech industry. It's not only about, the two countries around us. It's global.
Yeah, you're right. So bureaucracy should be as slow and as low as much as possible.
Thank you so much, Roman, for accepting this invitation, and thank you for choosing Moldova. And this is overall for Appsfactory. I hope you continue to grow here, and obviously not only grow, but also continue to develop as a company while growing together with the teams. I know that you already get involved quite a lot in the local ecosystem, supporting various initiatives, including the universities. So please continue to do that. We want more companies that are directly involved in the life cycle of the tech industry. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll do. It's a win-win situation. So
for sure.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.